Your long-distance relationship is probably going to fail. And it's not because you don't love each other enough. It's because you're probably making the same 5 mistakes that destroy 90% of couples who try to love someone through a screen. But don't worry, my friends, here's the plot twist. I'm about to show you exactly how to be in that 10% that actually makes it work. You know that moment when you're trying to FaceTime your person, but they're eating dinner while you're brushing your teeth, and somehow you both end up staring at each other through a screen like you're in some weird digital aquarium? Yeah, welcome to long-distance relationships, where love meets Wi-Fi and chaos ensues. But here's the thing. This happens in long-distance relationships all the time. Whether it's time differences that make you feel like you're dating someone from the future, conflicting schedules that turn your relationship into an elaborate game of phone tag, or just different energy levels that leave one of you ready to conquer the world while the other person can barely conquer getting out of bed. Long-distance relationships are like trying to build IKEA furniture over FaceTime. Theoretically possible, but someone's definitely going to end up frustrated, confused, and questioning all their life choices. This is the reality check nobody talks about. Let's be real for a hot second. Communication in regular relationships is already harder than trying to fold a fitted sheet. Add distance to the mix, and suddenly you're playing relationship expert on expert mode, with no cheat codes. They say distance means so little when someone means so much, but somehow distance has this sneaky ability to turn small misunderstandings into full-blown emotional disasters. It's like distance is that friend who stirs up drama and then disappears when things get messy. But here's the plot twist. Long-distance relationships don't have to be emotional torture chambers. With the right strategies, you can actually make this work without losing your sanity or your person. Strategy number 1. If the relationship matters, the distance doesn't. This sounds like something you'd find on a motivational poster next to a picture of a sunset. But hear me out. The biggest mistake people make in long-distance relationships is letting the physical distance create emotional distance. When you can't physically be there, it's easy to start pulling back emotionally as some weird form of self-protection. It's like your brain goes, well, if I can't hug them, I guess I'll just emotionally hibernate until further notice. Don't do this. Don't let being far from someone make you push them further away. That's like being hungry and deciding to throw away your food because the restaurant is across town. It makes zero sense, but we do it anyway because feelings are weird. Instead, lean in harder. Be more intentional about staying connected, not less. Your person is dealing with the same distance you are. Don't make them feel like they're dating a ghost who occasionally sends good morning texts. Strategy number 2, share the little moments. Yes, even the boring ones. Here's where it gets fun. And by fun, I mean slightly obsessive, but in a cute way. You need to share the little moments of joy, the random thoughts, the weird things that happen during your day that make you smile. I'm talking about texting them when you see a dog that looks exactly like the one from that movie you watched together. Sending them a picture of your coffee because it somehow formed a heart shape, and you're convinced it's a sign from the universe. Calling them because you heard your song on the radio and suddenly felt like the main character in a romantic comedy. These aren't just cute gestures, they're relationship lifelines. When you can't share physical space, you have to create shared experiences in other ways. It's like building a bridge made of inside jokes, random photos, and "this reminded me of you" moments. But here's the key. Share the mundane stuff too. Tell them about your weird co-worker, your grocery store adventure, or how you spent 20 minutes trying to open a jar of pickles. These everyday moments are what create intimacy, not just the highlight reel. Strategy number 3, make time sacred and actually stick to it. This is where most long-distance relationships go to die. In the graveyard of, we'll figure it out and let's just see when we're both free. Nope, not happening, not on our watch. You need to make allotted and prioritised time for each other, and I mean real time. Not that I'm scrolling through TikTok while we're on FaceTime time. Not that I'm doing laundry, but we can still talk time. I'm talking about dedicated, phones on silent, you are my main character right now time. It's going to be difficult to reach each other spontaneously. That's just the reality of different time zones and busy schedules, so you have to be intentional about it. Schedule your relationship like it's the most important meeting of your week, because honestly, it should be. And here's the thing that will save your sanity. Communicate about this scheduling. Don't just assume your person knows when you're available. Create a system that works for both of you, whether that's a shared calendar, regular check-ins, or just being really clear about when you can give each other your full attention. Strategy number 4, build your own life and let them build theirs. This one's tricky because it feels counterintuitive. When you miss someone, your instinct is to want to be involved in everything they're doing. But here's the reality check. You both need to have lives worth sharing. Don't try to control or hold someone back from having incredible experiences just because you can't be there. That's not love, that's fear wearing a relationship costume. Invest in yourself. Build friendships, pursue hobbies, have adventures, learn new things, become the kind of person who has interesting stories to tell when you finally get to talk to your person. And here's the beautiful part. When you're both growing and evolving as individuals, you actually have more to bring to the relationship. Instead of two people desperately clinging to each other across the miles, you become two whole people who choose to share their awesome lives with each other. Plus, let's be honest, nobody wants to date someone whose entire personality revolves around missing them. That's not romantic, that's concerning. Strategy number 5, talk through the hard stuff. Texting is not your friend here. Oh, texting, the relationship killer disguised as convenience. Texting is a brilliant way to miscommunicate how you feel and completely misinterpret what the other person needs. When things get tough, and they will get tough, don't try to resolve it through text messages. I don't care if it's 2 a.m. and you're both exhausted. I don't care if the conversation is going to be awkward. Pick up the phone and actually talk to each other, like the evolved humans you pretend to be. Text messages don't carry tone, context, or the ability to hear when someone's voice cracks because they're actually hurt, not angry. You can't see their face, you can't read their body language, and you definitely can't give them a hug through a screen when they need it most. Save texting for logistics, memes, and random thinking of you messages. Save actual conversations for actual conversations. But sometimes actions speak louder than FaceTime calls. Look, we've talked about communication, scheduling, and all the practical stuff. But sometimes you need to do something that cuts through all the digital noise and reminds your person that they're worth more than a good morning text. That's where the power of surprise comes in. And no, I'm not talking about showing up at their door unannounced like some rom-com stalker. I'm talking about sending something real, something they can touch and smell and know you thought about them enough to make it happen. Fresh roses delivered to their door? That's not just a gesture. That's you saying, I'm thinking about you in 3D, not just through a screen. Whether you messed up and need to apologise, want to celebrate something special, or just want to remind them that distance doesn't diminish how much they mean to you, sometimes flowers do what words can't. And here's the thing, we've partnered with an amazing flower delivery service because we know how important these moments are in long-distance relationships. If you're dealing with communication issues, want to surprise your person, or just need to send some I miss you vibes their way, you can order fresh roses through our affiliate link below. You'll be supporting our channel and helping pay for our Wi-Fi at the same time. Because let's be honest, good internet is essential for long-distance love, and we're all in this together. Here is the bottom line, my friends. Long-distance relationships are hard, like really hard. Anyone who tells you otherwise is either lying or has never tried to maintain emotional intimacy through a screen while dealing with time zones that make you feel like you're living in different dimensions. But here's what I know to be true. When you learn to respect, trust, and love someone from a distance, you become absolutely unstoppable when you're together. You develop communication skills that most couples never learn. You become intentional about your relationship in ways that people who see each other every day often aren't. You learn that love isn't just about physical presence, it's about emotional availability, consistent effort, and choosing each other every single day, even when it's inconvenient, even when the Wi-Fi is terrible, and even when you're both tired and just want to fall asleep next to each other but can't. So, if you're in a long-distance relationship right now, remember this. You're not just dating someone far away. You're building something that distance can't break, time zones can't destroy, and bad internet connection can't ruin. And honestly, that's pretty incredible. Now stop reading this and go text your person something that will make them smile. They're probably missing you too.
Thanks for watching Detonate.